Hi guys, and welcome to this week's Josh's Vlog Sunday Tribe video. I hope you've all had a really good week. I know some of you are doing exams at the moment, so I really hope that's going well for you and that isn't too stressful. Today's video, I don't know if you might be a movie watcher. I'm a massive movie watcher myself. I love movies and TV series. It's just something that kind of really grips me. I absolutely love them. And what you tend to see in a lot of movies is this happily ever after. That at the end of the movie, there's a point where they get where they want to be. They might go through a lot of trials or a lot of difficult times. But at the end of the movie, there's this moment where everything comes together. There's this feeling of peace. Everything falls into place. And often they walk out into the sunset and they have their happily ever after, and there's this feeling that nothing else is going to go wrong. Everything's sorted out. There's like this final point where everything comes together and life is just peaceful and almost perfect. Sometimes you kind of get this feeling from movies. Now it's difficult, that is the dream, I guess, for some of us. But I don't know if you've ever even had a moment in your life where you feel true peace, where you feel like things just fall into place and you feel like things just kind of really kind of like finish and fall into place, and there's like no worries or cares or fears, and things have happened the way you want them to be, and it kind of feels like a really good place, and you feel like nothing else bad is going to happen. I can remember a time in my life where I've had that feeling. When I was a teenager, I can't remember the exact year, but I went off to a sort of a summer festival. And I remember the moment where I first truly met with Jesus and felt his spirit. In that moment, I felt truly peaceful. I felt like all my fears were gone. All of the issues in the world were gone. I felt in that moment that it was just me and God and that nothing could go wrong. And that was amazing. However, when I got home, those things were still there. My fears of school and life were still there. My anxieties were still there. And all the issues in the world were still there. And that kind of was detrimental to my faith in a way, because at that point, what I wanted to find was that moment I had of peace and serenity almost, where I felt like nothing was wrong. And my faith became about finding that feeling again. But I didn't know where to find it. So I spent a long time searching, trying to find this feeling of peace and kind of where all your fears are gone. But when I got tired of searching for this, when I felt like I couldn't go any, I got to a point where I just had to stop. And I stopped searching and I was desperate. And I thought, I just need to take a moment and be in God's presence. And almost, my expectation that I was going to go, how do I find this? Where do I need to look to find this? But in that moment where I could stop and listen to God, God spoke to me. And in his words, I found that peace again. I found my worries and anxieties going on to him and him sort of taking them away from me. And I think that's really what God spoke to me in that moment. Was I was searching in other places for this feeling. And the more I searched, the further I seemed to get from God. And the further I seemed to get from God, the more my anxieties and my fears took hold of my life. So rather than seeking that feeling, we need to, and I think that what I want to say to you guys now and today is that rather than seeking that feeling itself, seek those moments that you can take to have that peace in God, to listen to God and let his words bring that peace to your life. And then you can go out and yes, you're going to come across fears and pains and issues. But as long as you're taking those moments to come back to the words of God and listening to his words, you will find that peace. And sort of, what I did was get further from God and lose that peace. So that's kind of like a challenge, I guess, to you, is to make sure we're taking those moments to listen to God and to find that peace and that kind of serenity that being in his presence brings us. Thank you.